Alright. What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good one today. Gonna be streaming for at least 45 minutes today, so we wrap it up just before 10 PM for me. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna be going over the trade that we placed yesterday. We actually got stopped out of that trade at a small loss, a manageable loss. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And we've also been re-entered in to a Bitcoin Ethereum trade. I got entered into a Bitcoin trade, which I was up a little bit on. I pulled the stop loss up to break even, got stopped out, and then re-entered Bitcoin again, and we're still in an Ethereum trade. Alright, so I think we are all good to go. Welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. It's, yeah, it is Monday. Well, it's Monday for me, and I think it's Monday for a lot of y'all out there. So this is the place, the stream where you come if you want to learn a little bit more about leverage trading, if you want to see a Crow Bro just doing his thing, trying to make money, leverage trading in crypto. I always start off the streams and the videos by giving you my P&L, my profit and loss for the 30-day, the 7-day, and the daily. All right. And I always offer whoever's watching these streams to come on and join my free Telegram group. All right. So if you're here, welcome. If you're watching on delay, welcome. Thanks for jumping in. If you do want to join my free Telegram group, it's right here in the chat. All right. A lot of groups, we charging like a few $100 to get the calls that we give in there. We've been given several high value calls in there. We could have made some good cash. It's free. Come on in and join. I update that almost every day, depending on whether there's news to cover or if we are in trades actively. And I also give away 1,000 Crow every week and 5,000 Crow every month. If you want to enter into that competition, it's really easy. All you got to do, it's free, get signed up to the only exchange channel partner that we use. That's Bitunix, guys. All right. They have the best giveaways, the deepest liquidity. There's no KYC, no VPN. You can trade all your dog coins, your memes, Bitcoin. That's the exchange we trust. That's the exchange we use. Best customer service in crypto, in my experience, hands down, since 2017. Got really good rapport with these guys, and all you need to do, again, sign up with the link right here, the pinned one in my chat there. Make a deposit of any amount and make a trade of any amount on futures, and then a winner will be announced every Friday for that competition. All right, for the people that sign up for that week. Okay, I've seen that there was a few people that signed up last week, but a lot of y'all didn't even make a deposit. So you haven't been entered into the competition yet, but if you make a deposit, you'll be entered into next week. And if you're a high volume, more advanced trader, you're doing a lot of trading volume, come over and do the same thing. All right, come over and do the same thing. Trade, do your volume on Bitunix with my link, and you can potentially win $500 every month. I'll be announcing that at the end of the month. All right, so come on over. Get signed up for Bitunix. The link is right there. It's the pinned chat comment right there. And join the free Telegram group where we give you the free calls in real time whenever we're not streaming. All right, so we'll jump back over and we'll check it out. Welcome. Forget 10 Ninja 2190. What's going on, bro? Thanks for jumping in the stream. Where do you buy BCF coin and is it legit? What is BCF coin, bro? I've never heard of it. Let me know what that is. Let me know what that is and maybe we can pull that up. Our 30-day P&L, guys. Okay, I always like to bring this up. We're up 25.25% for the last 30 days. Okay, meaning if you put $1,000 in and followed our trades, not financial advice, of course, but if you followed our trades, with a $1,000 portfolio, you would have made $250 in the last 30 days. The 7-day P&L is 5.79, and the daily P&L is minus 0.92. Okay, we had a losing trade today, which we're going to be going over. All right. So now let's actually head over to our open trades, and I want to show you guys that before we press on. And we'll be checking out the Bitcoin chart. We'll be having a bit of a look at the Crow chart. First of all, I do want to show you the trade that we got stopped out on. Okay, it's this one right here. Okay, we took a 30% loss on this singular trade on a Crow 10x long. Okay, it is a 30% loss, which does seem like a lot, but it's not actually a huge loss in USD amount because I had a small margin on this trade. Okay, see here, P&L, it's actually only a $10 loss, which is not too bad. Okay, because I only had a small margin. All right, and the thing is, so we entered that trade, and we knew that we were entering that trade, and it was going to be a high risk trade, entering Crow. All right, so we knew. So we entered, I don't know, we probably entered somewhere here. We entered somewhere here, right? And we were saying, okay, maybe this holds support at the 20 EMA, which it was kind of doing. And maybe if Bitcoin gets some good news, we see a bounce and it just rises up. But yeah, some stuff happened, as stuff does happen in the market. Maybe some political stuff didn't help with the Trump-Iran situation, and the price just dumped along with the Bitcoin price, which did also have a dump. It's trying to recover now above the 100 EMA. Not sure if it'll get there, but we're in a trade to see how it goes. And Crow did dump, all right? But that's why I said to you, if you followed yesterday's stream, you know, we only invested a small amount because I knew there was a good chance that this could happen. But now what I'm going to do is I might potentially look and say, okay, you know what? We might enter back into another Crow trade here because right now we're actually testing this S2 support on the pivot point at 009401. All right, and look, this could potentially be some kind of entry here. All right. Ninja says, it's Mr. Beast rumored coin launched 3 days ago. Rumor is he's doing a commercial on Super Bowl, and he said it will make millionaires. Interesting. I don't know, man. Could be a good thing. I tend to avoid too many celebrity coins and all of these things. They all kind of say the same thing, and I think, you know, nothing wrong with having a bit of a gamble on it, but if you're going to go with a coin that Mr. Beast is shilling, treat it like a gamble. Don't invest too much, you know, and definitely expect to lose it all. All right, don't expect to make money on it. That's all I'd say. You know, chuck a few bucks at it if you want, but just so long as you understand the risk, understand it's gambling. You know, in my opinion, you're better off using that money to make a few mistakes leverage trading Bitcoin, because Bitcoin it's more predictable. All right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Crow coin, it's more predictable. You can make your mistakes, you can learn from your mistakes, you can get better, and that you can keep growing your portfolio and making fewer mistakes over time and make more money consistently with less risk and less gambling-like mentality. Okay. Thing is, people make fun of, you know, leverage trading so much, but meanwhile they go and invest on all these meme coins and stuff. Now look, I'm not against meme coins. All right, my top spot holding is Pepe, for goodness sake. Pepe is my #1 spot bag right now, so I'm very much a meme coin boy. But the thing is, a lot of 99% of these meme coins, people have lost money on them. You know, I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm just stating the facts. Okay, wealth gets transferred from the many to the few. All right, when it does come to meme coins, a lot of these things are the same. Meme coins, you know, they are a liquidity drainer. So, you know, just be a little bit careful. Yeah, I'm probably going to steer clear from it. But bro, you know, it's just a gamble, man. It's a coin toss, maybe. I don't know. Probably not even a coin toss, but, you know, I'm all about diversifying, taking risks, though. You know, it could be a banger, but what I'd say to you is if you do manage to get in and you're up quite a bit, at least take out your initial and maybe even some profit and then just keep a moon bag, bro. That's the way to do it. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, we did lose out on that Crow trade. Then we lost a consecutive trade on Bitcoin. It was a 0.70% loss. That was pretty much just a break even. Only $1.65. So we're down a little bit today, but not much. Not much. And we're back into the market here. As we can see, we're in an ETH trade where we're down 10%, $5.90, and we're in a BTC trade where we're down just a little bit, 0.27%. And yeah, I'm pretty confident we can maybe start clawing our way back for BTC. This is the 4-hour chart right here. As you can see, as I was kind of saying before, we are trying to find some support for Bitcoin off the 100 EMA, which is this aqua line here, which is starting to flatten out now. As you can see, the current price is above it on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart's a really important indicator of where we're going to be going next. And I really like the 4-hour chart for entering trades, swing trades. The key level that we want to stay above is at 92,836. All right, if we get a 4-hourly close in the next 1 hour and 40 minutes, 1 hour 39 to be precise, below 92,836, so like if we finish at 92,800 for example, that is not going to be good. At that point, if I'm watching the trade, then I might consider jumping out of that Bitcoin trade manually. All right, maybe. Okay, the next line of support below this on the 4-hour is 91,861 for BTC, and that's the grey line here. That's the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And we also have the previous point of control here at 91,621 that was drawn out there. Less relevant, a lot less relevant than the current point of control, which is kind of like the line that we need to get over and beat. Right here, that's at 93,864 for Bitcoin. All right, because right now we're bearish on Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. Okay, we are bearish right now. Bears are very much in control, and there is a chance that you could do something like this. Could come up, hit an failed underside retest, bounce down. Maybe we test the 200 EMA. Maybe we get a second failed underside retest, and then we may even collapse down to somewhere here in the 89 realm before maybe we can break back through. So yeah, like it's very plausible that it could be like that. Yeah, something like that. Very possible that could happen. What do I think is going to happen here? It's hard to say. It's a bit of a coin toss right now. You know, I do think there's some solid support here. I think, you know, I want to say, like, I think we do stay above 90k, but yeah. Well, let's say 89,788. Okay, I think we do stay above this level. You know, I think 90k is a pretty strong psychological number, right? But what I would say is 90k itself from here, even from what is like at 93k now, 92,936, that's still a very healthy retest, so long as 90k doesn't get broken, so long as we don't close below this line, okay, on the 4-hour. So that's how I'm reading the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, next resistance ahead of us is at 97,711 right here. That's the R1 resistance up there. Of course, we need to reclaim the 93,864, the point of control that we lost, and then we can start making moves after that. In terms of the actual RSI here, we are getting sort of, you know, leaning more on the side of oversold territory. Not extremely oversold, but more oversold territory. We had a bearish MACD cross over here, back here. All right, that was, yeah, 4 days ago. All right, 4 days ago we had that bearish MACD cross here, and that kind of started the beginning of the end from where the price kind of ended up. So see how powerful that bearish MACD cross is, yeah? We got it there. We've got the bearish MACD cross right here, and that essentially took us to a low here of 5% over 3 days and 8 hours, 5% to the downside there. So it's a pretty powerful indicator, that MACD, and that's one reason why we use it, because we can rely on it, and it's not looking like it's going to be changing anytime soon, but maybe it's starting to flatten out a little bit, and maybe it's going to start to come back to the upside. So we just got to wait that out and see. Okay. In terms of our auto fib, all right, the price is below all of the auto fib lines. That's basically where people are buying in. It's just failed. Okay. A lot of people, when I say people, I mean bulls, made an attempt to save the price at the 0236 auto fib buy line, this red line here. That failed on this candle right here. Big sell-off. That was probably some institutional sell-off, maybe an exchange sell-off. and that began the cascade of price down before we started to make a bit of a recovery. So yeah, pretty important that we do get a good close above this blue line, because if we don't, we could be looking at a bit of trouble. We could be looking at going down as low as 91.9 here. So we could be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, before bulls can step in. So we are very much looking bearish right now for BTC on the 4 hour. If we look at what's going on the daily, let's get rid of this. So the daily chart is, I would say, looking better than the 4 hour right now, at least before it's closing. We want to close above the red and the orange line. Red's the 20 EMA, orange line's the 50 EMA, and we're currently actually sitting on a really important buy zone. So we're sitting on the 0.382 auto fib retracement buy zone. So this kind of maybe like yellowish greenish line right here, you can see, okay, where I've drawn my cursor horizontally across the screen. That is where bulls are stepping in. All right, so bulls are stepping in at that line right there. Okay, so this is powerful, guys. This is a Fibonacci. All right, so this line right here, bulls are stepping in here. Okay, bulls are stepping in at this red line, very powerful, and bulls are also stepping in here. All right, at this orange line. So there's a lot of strong support right here on the daily. We got 9 hours and 33 minutes left, and I want to say that if we can finish the day above 92.8, okay, I think there's a good chance we push back up towards 93.5 or 93.495 to be precise, which is basically our R1 resistance. That's our pivot point resistance there on the daily. So, you know, ironic, well, I don't think ironic is the right word, but, you know, kind of the thing, it's kind of flipped. The longer term is starting to look a bit more bullish than the shorter term in this particular case, because the last few weeks have actually been quite bearish in terms of like the daily versus the 4 hour. The 4 hour and the 1 hour and stuff are usually like more bullish statistically looking than the daily, but right now the daily is still actually in a great spot to buy. All right, the 4 hour is looking a little precarious, but when we go out to look at the daily, it's looking good. So I just want to draw your attention again and just show you why it is a valid buy. Now, you know, if you wanted to play this the best way possible to buy like a trade, swing trade, or whatever on the daily, you'd want to wait the next 9 hours and 32, and then right on the opening, okay, right on the opening, so you set your alarm, set a timer for 9 hours and 32 minutes, and if we get a close, say right here, okay, if you set up your trading view, sorry, not that, if you set up your trading view with your EMAs, okay, set it up with the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200 will come up there on the daily, okay, we've got this orange and red line there, set it up with this here, the auto fib retracement, okay, I got my pivots in place, I've got the EMA 20, 50, 100, and 200, all right, RSI, I'm not even looking at what the RSI and the MACD are doing here. I mean, one, you know, I'd say like maybe one slightly bearish unfolding here, if you like, on the MACD is that if we do get a bearish MACD cross here, so if this line, if this blue line here crosses down over the orange line, then that technically would be a bearish MACD cross on the daily. But that's not going to necessarily happen yet. It's not going to necessarily happen yet. All right. So it's really about, you know, if this price, for example, if we sink down, if we close at 92,200, all right, in the next 9 hours, if we're below, honestly, if we're below like 92,300 in the next 9 hours and 30 minutes, yeah, I'd say that'd be territory to start looking at entering a short. Yeah. Yo, Cuba 676. Yes, man. No, I got stopped out of the crow trade, bro. Are you still in the trade? Yeah, man. That's the nature of the beast, bro. Let me know what your stop loss is. I already got stopped out of the trade, and I'm potentially gonna hold off on a re-entry at the moment. I'm in on a BTC trade. I put that up on the Telegram group today, in case you missed it. But yeah, we're in a couple trades now. We're in an ETH trade and a BTC trade. right now, and we're going to see how those go. Yep. See if we can get a bit of a bounce here. There's a valid argument, you know, this is not a bad buy, as I was saying, this is not a bad buy zone. So I'm in early on this trade, but as you can see right here, you know, look, we got low here, got a low here, third low here, yeah. Okay, got our high here. Okay, got our high here. All right, higher high, we've got a low, higher low, higher low, high, higher high. Okay, so we're tracking up. So anyone would say, next thing coming is going to be a nice high, nice little high. You know what I mean? Oh, we lost our indicator. Let's put the auto fib retracement back on. Yeah. Anyone would say, hey, you know, might be going higher. And if we track the high from here to here, the close, 3%. So maybe if we say we move another 3%, just for argument's sake, you know, then technically that would put us right above our R2 resistance at 99,000. You know, it sounds kind of crazy, but a 3%, only a 3% move on Bitcoin right now would take us to 99,492. Because if you think about it, 3%, that's not much, even for Bitcoin. And that would essentially be a 7% move from where we are now. 3% move from the previous top. 7% move, yeah, that starts to become quite a bit. But that's maybe what the daily is trying to do right here. I'm liking this on the daily. You know, I don't mind this on the daily right here. It's not, it ain't looking too bad right here on the daily. Not looking too bad. So yeah, as I said, guys, you know, if we're looking to enter this trade, I'm liking Bitcoin on the daily. Again, guys, if you're new in the stream and you want to follow along with these trades, it's really easy to do it. Just jump in our free Telegram group, guys. The link for our free Telegram, it's right here. Korobro Aoki, Telegram link in our chat, top of the chat there. Come along, join up, sign up to Bitunix, deposit, trade, and start trading with us. And you can win 1,000 Crow each week, 5,000 Crow every month if you do high volume trading. Sign up, deposit, trade, no KYC, no VPN, best exchange for Americans. Bitunix right there, guys. Sign up link, the pinned chat there in my chat. So yeah, guys, that's how we do. You want to follow along with this trade, you want to do it the right way, wait for the daily close on the daily. I think a daily is a great one to watch here. Like I was saying, right, we got 9 hours and 26 minutes left in this daily candle, this red candle right here. Right? So long as we close, no, not much lower than here, right? So long as we close above this red line, so long as we close above 92,000, call it 92,000, call it 92,000, you know, 92,560. If we close above 92,560, bang, hit the trigger. That's a good place to enter a trade. NFA, not financial advice. We're already in the trade. We entered early because I got tagged in. I had a buy order. You don't believe me? It's right here. I show you our live trades, guys. Right here, Bitcoin, isolated trade. Keep it safe, 10x long. Basically, isolated simply means that if this trade doesn't have any chance of liquidating my whole account. Keep your trades isolated, guys. Don't do cross margin. Not good. Okay. See, Bitcoin's moving up, so we're up 0.02% on this trade. All right, I've got a good feeling about Bitcoin here. You know, we're gonna have to be pretty unlucky to see a dump again from here. And the way I like to think about this is, even if we do see another dump from here for Bitcoin, okay, I'm still gonna look to buy when that dump eases up. All right, the point of control right here for Bitcoin is down at 88 right here. 88.6. And guess what? I'm a buyer at that price. I'm a buyer at that price. Don't believe me? Well, here's my open orders. Look at this. I'm a buyer at 89.9. I'm a buyer at 87.9. As a matter of fact, I might even cancel the 89.9 trade because I don't really like that trade anymore. But I'm going to keep the 87.9 and I'm going to keep, actually, I'm going to change that to 88.1. So I just modify my order. 88.1, tick that. Yeah, so I'm a buyer at 88.1. Okay, I'm a buyer at those prices. I'm a buyer at 88.1. And I'm pretty happy. Alright, I'm pretty happy to be in a Bitcoin trade right now. I don't have massive margin on it. Okay, so I've got $150. Okay, on this one, and I've got $58 on my ETH trade. So I'm working with just a bit over $200 of combined value in trades right now. Okay, we lost $10 on that Crow trade yesterday. We knew that it was a high risk entry. Okay, we knew that. But we just went for it anyway, you know. We've had a pretty good last couple of months, so I don't mind taking a few more high risk entries when we're in that position, right? See, now we're having a move back down, 92.749. But this is what Bitcoin does, guys. You know, you got to get used to it. You got to get used to seeing your money go into the red, because the thing is, you've already come to terms with the loss. All right, before you enter the trade, and that's the point of the good old stop loss. Okay, let's have a quick look at the weekly. Okay, so the weekly, look, the weekly close, yeah, so we closed the weekly fine, you know, it was green, it was well above the 0236 auto fib buy zone right here. Okay, we wicked all the way up and butted our heads up against 97.876, the 20 and the 50 EMA, and we lost the point of control as well, and we came back down. And look, I personally feel like we, you know, and this is not me, this is just the data, this is what the charts are saying. Like, I'm not just spitting bullshit here. You know, we had an okay weekly close right now. The weekly close has been okay, and we've come down. You know, for whatever reason, people didn't like how we closed the week. Okay, some stuff happened, politics happened, you know, there was liquidation events that happened. People didn't like it, and we did have a price dump, as you can see there, down to 91.921. But you can see how this is becoming a strong area. What we're trying to create now is a strong. We're trying to create a, you know, a zone of support right now, or a line of support, zone of support. And it's really here, this line, 91,350 or 91,000 or like 92,000. There's already buy orders set there. People are asleep, okay? They've already got their buy orders set, and that's what's happening. So the question is, do we have enough buy orders? Do we have enough market orders coming through for Bitcoin in this zone, sort of between 92.5 and 91.3, to keep the price moving forward? That we don't know. Okay, at least not with the data I have right here. That we don't know, but yeah. You know, we could easily see a move back up to 96.067. We could easily see that. Okay, that would be a 3.53% move. Could happen. Could happen. And what's really promising is just the general uptrend, okay, on the weekly as well, starting to form right across. You know, it's not a downtrend at least. Like from the lowest, you know, from November, we kind of started to try and pull this uptrend. Because November, right, we hit that low of like 80,000 right here. And from that low, we've moved up 15.11% over the last 63 days. So it's nothing crazy, nothing too mad, but it's positive. It's moving in the right direction. We're in 2026, right? And, you know, my feeling is that Bitcoin can only stay suppressed under 100K for so long. It's a deflationary asset. People are buying it. People are holding it. They're using it. You know, only a very small percentage of the world is actually using crypto. Even if that's just like in finance. So, that's how we do. The weekly's looking good. The daily's looking better. The 4-hour is looking not as good as the daily and the weekly right now. And that's only because we're below this 100 EMA right here. If we can get back above that, we can get back above like 93,000. We're back in good territory. Okay, if we can just pile on a couple more $100 to this current price in the next hour and 20 minutes, then we are not in bad territory at all. I'm telling you right now. We're not in bad territory. We're going to be cooking with gas a bit more. You know? As for the hourly chart, we're well and truly under the EMAs, all of them. And we're trying to find a bit of support here on the auto fib extension, not extension, the retracement. Okay, bulls are trying to step in here at 0.382, kind of failing, but they are kind of stepping in here at 0.5. So, yeah. It's not looking too bad. Okay, we're just finding a bit of support here. But, yeah. 0.618. Yeah, hourly's not looking great. Big quick dump here. These two hourly candles just wrecked us. Whoever got on a couple of shorts there, they did pretty good. I'm telling you that right now. Alright, quick look at Crow. Crow on the 4-hour. Really testing this this S2 support right now. I tell you what, could be an okay entry on Crow. We said that last night. It didn't work in our favor, but you know, it's pretty oversold right now. Look at this on the 4-hour. We are deeply oversold in RSI territory. Do you know what? We're going to take a buy right now. I'm going to take a buy on it. We're going to make that $10 back, I think. I see Crow coming back up for a nice old test. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to put market 10x open long 108 margin, hey? Yeah, screw it. Okay, So, yep, our margin's $97. And I'll might set our stop loss down 8908. Let's try 8908. Let's see where that puts us. So I've seen this before, you know. I'll just get that stop loss in. But even if we just reclaim, like, even if we just reclaim 10 cents right now, let's say 10,153, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be an $80 win. So we've just put a $100 bet at 10x on Crowcoin at this price right now. Okay. If it gets back to just above 10 cents, we make $80. That'd be an 82% gain with 10x leverage. If you're just doing spot trading, you do 8%. Because we put 10x leverage on, we get 82%. And that'll be a really healthy trade if we can hit that. We take a bit of risk to the downside, we'll see. Alright. So we're in 3 trades now. Bitcoin, Crow, ETH. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. Yep. And then open orders. Bitcoin and ETH. Yeah. So, yeah, we're back in a Crow trade, guys. We're back in. We're hoping for a move like that. Straight back up. Boom. I think it can do it. This is heavily oversold. Heavily oversold. The last time it was this oversold. Have a look. Right here. Right here. Okay. Last time this happened here. Okay. We basically eventually came up. We hit an 11% gain. Happened here. Okay, we eventually came up from that bottom. Freaking hit a 24% gain. So we're deeper this time. So I reckon it's going to happen again. Crow's heavily oversold right now. Heavily oversold on what I like to call a purple RSI on my chart here. And I think that's a good little bet to take right there. I'm okay with taking that risk. God bless, we're already up $2. Get a coffee with that? Nah, I'm joking. The 1 hourly is pretty low too. Ooh, the 1 hour is just testing that last S2 support there. Look at that. Just testing it here. I reckon this is a good buy zone, man. I reckon we make it back. I reckon we make it back. Yeah, I reckon we make it back. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap the stream up there. Appreciate everyone that jumped in. Please remember to smash the like button if you haven't already. If you jumped in this stream. And if you haven't already, make sure to get signed up to Bitunix, guys, because you can win 1,000 Crow weekly, that's $100. 5,000 Crow monthly, that's $500. Alright, if you want to win the $500, all you need to do is do as much volume as you possibly can after depositing and trading with my referral link right here at bitunix.com. Hit that link, deposit, sign up, do as much trading volume as you possibly can, and I will announce the top volume trader at the end of January and send them their $500. Alright. And for the weekly prize, 1,000 Crow, all you got to do, deposit, trade any amount, sign up, deposit, trade any amount on Bitunix, and I will send you your amount as well once I announce the winner on Friday. Okay. Get signed up to Bitunix. Come join in the Telegram here. We'll catch you in the next stream. Cheers, guys.